The rise of Marxist communism stands as one of the most transformative intellectual and political developments in modern history, reshaping societies, economies, and international relations through its revolutionary vision of a classless world. Conceived in the mid-19th century, this ideology emerged as a critique of industrial capitalism, evolving into a global movement that profoundly influenced nations, most notably through its unexpected implementation in Russia in 1917. Rooted in the radical ferment of Western Europe, particularly London, Marxist communism was shaped by a complex interplay of philosophical inquiry, economic analysis, and revolutionary activism, with significant contributions from émigré networks and organizations like the League of Outlaws and League of the Just. The diverse backgrounds of its proponents, the pivotal role of its foundational texts, and the speculative possibility of hidden influences, ranging from secret societies to financial elites, invite a detailed exploration of its origins, motivations, and enduring impact. This essay provides a comprehensive and expansive analysis of Marxist communism's formation, examining its intellectual foundations, its intended application in industrialized societies, its spread to Russia, the dynamics of its key figures, and the potential for unrecorded contributors, while critically assessing alternative narratives and speculative influences. This essay ensures clarity, objectivity, and accessibility, weaving a narrative that captures the multifaceted history of communism's development and global resonance. Intellectual and organizational foundations of Marxist communism. Marxist communism originated from the intellectual partnership of Karl Marx, a German philosopher and economist of mixed Jewish and Christian descent raised as a non-practicing Lutheran, and Friedrich Engels, a German philosopher and industrialist of Protestant Christian background. Their collaboration began in the 1840s amidst the social and economic upheavals of industrial Europe. Marx, born in 1818 in Trier, Prussia, pursued studies in law, philosophy, and history at the universities of Bonn, Berlin, and Jena, where he engaged with the young Hegelians, a group of radicals inspired by the dialectical philosophy of Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, a German philosopher. His early exposure to radical ideas, combined with his journalistic work at the Rheinische Zeitung in Cologne, shaped his critique of capitalist exploitation and state oppression. Engels, born in 1820 in Barmen, Prussia, brought a practical perspective, having observed the harsh realities of industrial labor while working at his family's textile mill in Manchester, England. Their meeting in Paris in 1844, following an initial encounter in Cologne in 1842, marked the beginning of a lifelong alliance that produced the foundational texts of communism, blending rigorous theory with revolutionary zeal. The ideology of Marxist communism synthesized a rich tapestry of philosophical, economic, and socialist currents. Marx adapted Hegel's dialectics into historical materialism, positing that history is propelled by class struggles over material resources, a framework that grounded his analysis of societal change in economic realities. The materialism of Ludwig Feuerbach, a German philosopher, influenced Marx's rejection of religious and idealistic frameworks, emphasizing human conditions as the driver of social transformation. Economically, Marx drew on the classical theories of Adam Smith, a Scottish economist, and David Ricardo, a British economist of Portuguese Sephardic Jewish descent, developing the concept of surplus value, which argues that workers' labor generates profit for capitalists, perpetuating systemic exploitation. Socialist thinkers like Charles Fourier and Henri de Saint-Simon, both French philosophers, inspired Marx's vision of collective ownership, though he critiqued their utopianism for lacking a revolutionary strategy. The radical egalitarianism of Gracchus Babeuf, a French revolutionary, further shaped Marx's focus on class-based upheaval, advocating for the overthrow of capitalist structures. Engels complemented Marx's theoretical rigor with empirical observations, notably in The Condition of the Working Class in England, published in 1845, which documented the squalor and exploitation in Manchester's industrial slums, providing a vivid backdrop to their critique. The seminal work of this intellectual partnership, the Communist Manifesto, published in 1848, was commissioned by the Communist League, a London-based organization of German émigrés that evolved from the secretive League of the Just. This concise yet powerful document outlined a program of class struggle, proletarian revolution, and the abolition of private property in the means of production, targeting industrialized societies like Britain where class disparities were most pronounced. Das Kapital, with its first volume published in 1867, offered a meticulous economic analysis of capitalism's internal contradictions, predicting its inevitable collapse and the rise of socialism. Supporting texts, including The German Ideology, written between 1845 and 1846, The Civil War in France, published in 1871, and Critique of the Gotha Program, published in 1875, elaborated on historical materialism, the role of the proletariat, and the transition to a classless, stateless society. By 1867, with the publication of Das Kapital, Marxism had matured into a comprehensive theoretical system, poised for implementation when capitalist crises and proletarian organization converged. The League of Outlaws, active from 1834 to 1838, and the League of the Just, active from 1836 to 1847, were critical precursors to the Communist League, embodying the radical aspirations of German émigrés exiled from the German Confederation. The League of Outlaws, founded in Paris by Jacob Venedig, a German lawyer, Theodor Schuster, a German intellectual, and Wilhelm Weitling, a German tailor, sought to establish a social republic, blending republican ideals with utopian socialism inspired by the revolutionary vision of Philippe Buonarroti, an Italian radical. Comprising approximately 180 artisans and intellectuals, primarily from Prussia and Bavaria, the League operated clandestinely, using secret rituals to evade authorities. Internal divisions over strategy, moderates favoring reform versus radicals advocating revolution, led to its dissolution by 1838, with Weitling and others forming the League of the Just. This splinter group, peaking at over 1,000 members and led by Weitling, Karl Schopper, a German forester, and Joseph Moll, a German watchmaker, initially embraced Christian communism, as articulated in Weitling's Guarantees of Harmony and Freedom, published in 1842, before adopting Marx's secular socialism in 1847. These organizations, rooted in the émigré experience of political persecution and economic displacement, provided the organizational impetus for the Communist Manifesto, commissioning Marx and Engels to unify their revolutionary vision.